and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jahan, and today I was going to do just my everyday makeup and I catch up on a couple of things, just things that have been going on I thought might be interesting for you. And yeah, I just thought this would be this really super casual video. So I'm going to start off with my base makeup. So I've already done my moisturizer, so at the moment I am using a glycolic acid, which actually I saw on TikTok another girl talking about how she uses glycolic acid as more of a toner, but not with a cotton pad, so like an essence. So she puts some in her hand and like pats it into her face without using a cotton pad. That makes a massive amount of difference because you're still going to get the exfoliation from the glycolic anyway, but you're not getting the extra exfoliation from rubbing with a cotton round or something, which is part of the reason why I really don't like that kind of oil cleansing when you use one of those sort of like washcloths to wipe off the dirt. I just feel like it just over exfoliates your skin. So by doing this, it gives it an exfoliation, but it's much gentler, and the skin texture, my skin texture's changed once again, and it's improved even further. So I've got that, I've got my Paula's Choice Vitamin C on top, and then on top of that, I use some neutralising cream just to keep spots at bay, and then my sunscreen, which is my Untitled. So that's what I've got on at the moment. So my skin looks pretty good. I'm also still taking the antibiotics from my dermatologist as well. So my skin looks really good at the moment, so I'm quite happy with it. So it's going to be quite a light, natural makeup. So first of all, I wanted to give you a bit of an update on my health journey thing. I told you I would give you updates every so often, or when I felt like it, or when I was more in my flow. So first of all, actually, before we start that, I'm going to use the Glossier Skin Perfecting Tint. I use colour G6, and I just put that straight on my face. So with regards to health stuff, when I made those videos, I had a really bad cold, and I say really bad because I haven't been sick for 3 years, and it's partly because we were inside and working from home and all that kind of stuff, so you're not in office air conditioning, all that kind of stuff, but also I've generally got a really good immune system anyway, so I'm not often sick. And I wasn't sick for me it was really sick because I'm never sick, but in grand scheme of things I was just had a cold, and it hit me because I haven't had a cold in such a long time. And usually when I have a cold, I can take some paracetamol or Solpadeine, which is soluble paracetamol and codeine, and feel fine the next day, but it wasn't, and my throat was really sore, and I was getting quite annoyed because I haven't been sick for such a long time. And it was just when I said I'm really focusing on health stuff, so it's really annoying when that happens, because up to before that I had been consistently doing my Tracy Anderson and lifting weights and eating well and all that kind of stuff, so it was just annoying that had happened. So this is a Glossier Skin Tint. I'm going to put another layer on, give it another quick shake because it's very liquidy, you have to do that. So yeah, when I started that video and I put that video out there, I thought I would be able to get back to exercising quickly, but it took me longer than I thought, and it's really frustrating. And anybody who knows, if you're not consistent with exercise, it can take some time to get back into it again. And to be honest, that's exactly what has happened. So now I am feeling 100% better. So I would say I started feeling 100% better for middle of last week. And then I was really, really tired. And one of the big reasons why I was really, really tired, which is another thing I will tell you about in just a moment. So it's taken me a bit of longer to get back into doing things like Tracy Anderson, lifting weights, but what I have been doing is just gradually moving, because I noticed that when I was unwell, I was finding it difficult to breathe, because, not breathe, but just when you have a cold or a cough and things, your heart rate gets elevated because you're not very well, basically. So that was happening. So I was doing gentle movements to get back into it, and now I'm 100% better. So it wasn't anything like, it wasn't COVID or anything like that. It was just a cold, because there are other things around other than COVID, amazingly, in London. But yeah, so that's what it was. So I feel 100% better now. I'm really looking forward to going back to Tracy Anderson and lifting weights again, because I know that's when I feel like my best, at my optimum. And then I was really tired because so 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, in the UK we had the Olivier Awards announcements. And for those of you who are in America and things, so Olivier, you probably already know this because it's a worldwide, global, it's a massive accolade. It's basically like the Tony Awards. So for theatre and musical theatre, it's like the Oscars of that world. And my brother is currently in the West End performing in Life of Pi, and he is the cook and the voice of Richard Parker. So basically, main roles within the film, main roles within the play. And 1 second before we start. So before I go into that, I'm going to use this Revolution Pro Makeup Concealer in full coverage camouflage. I've got colour C12 here, just to cover this tiny scar that I have on my nose. To be honest, I don't mind it showing. It's faded quite dramatically already in the last few weeks. But just for uniformity, I'm just going to cover this slightly. And what I do is I just dab it on, leave it for a moment, and then I'll buff out the edges, and then that will be fine. It doesn't have to be covered 100% for me, that's fine. So yeah, so it was the Olivier Awards so they got nominated for Best Supporting Actor for the role of Richard Parker, which is the tiger. If you haven't seen Life of Pi yet, it is the most beautiful thing I've seen in the West End. If you take my brother out of the equation, it is the most stunning thing I've ever seen. The lighting, set design, just the colours, it is so beautiful. And if you've seen the film is, I'm sorry, it's really bad in comparison. I thought the film was okay, but it's nowhere near the stage performance. It's amazing. And on Sunday were the actual Olivier Awards, and my brother won Best Supporting Actor. So as you can imagine, me and my family were celebrating like crazy people, and I didn't go to sleep till 1 o'clock in the morning because I just had so much extra energy for just this amazing news. So I'm just going to buff out the edges here. And so that left me tired because I had all intention to start exercising on Monday morning, but then I had to wake up to go to work, and it takes me a little while to get to work from where I am. So I was actually in the office on the Monday, and I just couldn't face getting up. And to be honest, if it comes between exercise and sleep, you should always prioritise sleep when you're looking at health, because sleep is like the golden bullet, it's the ticket. So what I find, if I'm not getting enough sleep, I won't see changes in my body or weight, or just my goals are detrimentally affected if I don't get enough sleep. So always prioritise sleep over movement, and then you could add the movement in. And me going to work as well, walking to and from the station, all that kind of stuff is movement anyway. And then I thought if I felt well enough, not well enough, but not so tired in the evening, then I would actually just do it in the evening. But to be honest, I was so tired because I only ended up having maybe 3 or 4 hours sleep because I got up early as well. And yeah, I was just excited, really excited from the night before. It's that feeling of, is it real? I can't imagine how he was probably feeling. He was probably feeling exactly the same way. And in fact, yeah, I'll put a little clip in because you can see how they all reacted. It was just, I think they were all just so shocked.
Nominees are
Best Actor in a Supporting Role. 7 actors who play the tiger. Fred Davis, Daisy Franks, Romina Hayter, Tom Larkin, Habib Nasib Nader, Tom Stacey, and Scarlett Wildering for Life of Pi at Wyndham's Theatre. Dina Fetcher for The Normal Heart at National Theatre, Olivier. Nathaniel Parker for The Mirror and the Light at Gilbert Theatre. Danny Lee Winter for The Normal Heart at National Theatre, Olivier.
and the Olivier goes to the 7 actors who played the tiger: Fred Davis, Daisy Franks, Romina Hitton, Tom Larkin, Habib Nasib Nadir, Tom Stacey, and Scarlett Wildering.
There are so many people to thank. First of all, the people who designed and made Richard Parker, the tiger, who is just stunning.
I don't think you necessarily go into these things looking at awards and accolades, but when it happens, I think it's just like the cherry on top, basically. I'm going to do my brows next, and I'm going to use the Glossier brow, and I use Boy Brow, and I use the colour brown, and it's this tiny, tiny spoolie here. like you can see here. I'm just going to brush that through my brows. So that is why I didn't start exercising on Monday. It's also Easter holidays for us with the children too, so we've been doing stuff, but we have been eating well in the house as well, because I think everybody was expressing, even the children, just like wanting to just eat better at home and stuff and things like that. So we were all just eating well, and then when we go out for day trips and things, which we have been to, we've been to the London, the British Transport Museum, and where else did we go? We went to Chinatown and with National Trust and that kind of thing. When we're out and about, obviously we're more relaxed, but whilst we're at home, we are trying to eat well, basically. And it's school holidays for them, so it's time for them to relax and forget about school and all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, so that's why I've been absolutely exhausted. So it's been for good reasons and for happy reasons. So just living life reasons, basically, which is another thing that when it comes to this kind of stuff, I think you also have to remember there is a long-term goal there, and the long-term goal is going to be health, which ultimately will give you longevity and happy longevity in health-wise. But you've also got to remember these things happen along the way, and if something amazing happens for you or your family, or you have to stay up, or you have to go out, or you have to be somewhere, and it might alter your routine a little bit, I think you have to try and be at peace with that. Otherwise, there's always going to be things that change the direction of where you need to be, and you just have to try and be as mobile as you can to move and, you know, do that kind of thing, so you don't miss out on these experiences in life, basically. So the next thing I'm going to do is use a Glossier Solar Paint in Heat, and I'm going to use it a little bit in the contour places. It's not a contour, it's not actually too warm. I'm just going to do 2 dots here and here. It's not too warm, but it's definitely not a contour shade. It's definitely not an ashy contour shade. And I'm just going to take a brush. I'm going to use the same brush I use a concealer and just work that in, and then just lift it up whilst I'm doing it. And then I want it to bring my face down. So yeah, that's what's been going on for the health side of things. So look, it's bank holiday Monday on Monday, so when you see this, it will be bank holiday. And yeah, I'm gonna exercise early in the morning like it would be a normal working day, because although I can sleep in because it's a bank holiday, I like to get my workout done at the same time, because otherwise it will make me tired from when I actually have to get up and do it. Okay, so I've just moved a little bit forward because of the lighting. My face does look really glossy, really highlighted, and honestly this is a mixture of the base products that I've used. So the Anthelios 50 gives me a really nice sheen. You have to work it into the skin, and just to get rid of any kind of oiliness that it does give, because it can leave an oily film. But I leave a good 10-15 minutes before I start my makeup with the sunscreen, because otherwise it all gets a bit muddied on my face. But this is just the mixture of the Glossier Skin Tint and everything else, because my skin doesn't feel oily as in to touch. It just looks really glossy, which I really like, which is exactly the type of look I'm looking for. And then I will powder down where I think it will be too much. But anyway, right, I'm going to do blusher and things now, which I'm going to use the Glossier Cloud Paint in Beam, which is the orange corally one. This is really grubby, I need to clean this. But I'm going to use this in a mixture of the new blush I showed you in a video on Friday, which was a collective beauty haul. And I'm just going to put it on the high points of my face and just work it back towards my hairline, like so. One here, a little bit more. The beauty of these is that if you do use too much, you can easily blend it and pat it into the skin to just kind of bring it back down. And what I like to do is I like to leave at least a couple of like centimetres away from the real apple of my cheeks, so not to fill them out too much, and just to lift my face more. So that's what this blusher looks like on like this. And then what I'm going to do is show you the rose ink one in action. And I bought the colour Dahlia, and it looks like this. It's a cream lip to cheek colour. I really like this. It's very tacky to the face, but not tacky to touch on the afterwards. So it's tacky as in it stays on the face for a really long time, which cream products tend to just move and blur away, especially if you've got oily skin. They don't tend to last, but this one really does actually last. It's £23, but I managed to get it for £18 in, I think Liberty were doing some sort of money off, and it just happened to come up. So yeah. Here we go, that's my blush done. A bit more down here. Okay, so there's my blush done. So I lift it really quite high up here and don't take it too far forward. So as you know, see here, there's not really any blush here. So I just bring it forward because that's where I would naturally flush anyway. And then whatever's left on my fingers, I would just dot across my nose. So to give it a bit more consistency with my whole face, and then I'll also put a bit up here, whatever's left on my fingers as well. So now the next thing I'm going to do is put some bronzer into my socket line just to warm up my face again. I'm going to use a Fenty Beauty bronzer this time in Caramel Cutie. I really like this bronzer because it's a powder bronzer, but on the skin it can really look like cream because it's so fine, and when you blend it in, it just really molds and mixes with the skin. It's really nice, it really melts into the skin. So I'm going to take a small fluffy brush and just put that a little bit into my crease. So just another also reminder that I did my video, 100 subscriber video, and as a thank you I am giving away some of my favourite skincare items, which is the Dr. Sam's Flawless Cleanser, which is just, I think, the best cleanser I've ever tried. I've tried a lot of cleansers, and that's probably the best cleanser I've ever tried. I don't know whether I'd really ever want to change that, just because it does the job, and it does the job in one cleanse. I don't have to double cleanse if I don't want to. Sometimes I do, just because I actually quite like cleansing my face. I don't know if anyone else does, but I quite like the action of cleansing, so sometimes I do it twice, but you don't have to, and it takes everything off, which I really like. Even, I don't wear waterproof mascaras or anything like that, but it does take my mascara off as well. So I've got that, and then the lip balm, which is like the best lip balm ever, which is the Dr. Sam's Flawless Lip. So that's going to be given away as well. So that this cleanser is £16, the lip is £12, and then the Glossier Future Dew, which is this one. I didn't use this one today because my skin was already looking pretty dewy. I like to use this especially in the evenings when my skin sometimes looks slightly dull and I'm redoing makeup to go out, but I really love using this as well. It's like a pink serum that you put over your face. It doesn't obviously come out pink, but it just gives it a really nice, let me show you what it looks like actually so you can see. So it looks like this, and yeah, it just gives your skin a really nice sheen, but there's no colour in it. So if you're having sort of those no makeup days, or you're just doing skin with a bit of concealer or things like that, this is a really lovely product, and it's obviously universal, so it suits all skin tones, which is part of the reason why I put it into the giveaway, because it will suit everybody. But yeah, you can get one of these as well, and I think they're like, I don't know whether it's like £20, I think, maybe. But so if you haven't subscribed and made a comment on that video, because that's how I'm going to pick a winner, I'm going to just go through the comments and do a random selection like I've done in the past and do that, then go ahead and do that to get your chance to win it. So I'm going to take a bit of this Fenty Beauty bronzer, a bit on my makeup brush. It's a makeup brush I bought when I was in Japan. It's a really beautiful brush. It's quite expensive. You know, Japanese makeup brushes are super expensive. And I'm just gonna put this just really far back, just to warm up my face a bit more, on my forehead, just to give my face a bit more warmth. The weather's changed in the UK. It's becoming a bit warmer, thank God, because it was actually so cold in the morning, like 1 degree, 2 degrees, and it was just, for April, I know April's not the warmest month, but it was just too cold. So I think that's all I've done for my face. All I need to do now is mascara, and I'm going to use my favourite mascara at the moment, which is the Maybelline Sky High. I love this mascara. I love the wand, and I'm going to do the TikTok eyelash trick, which I've still continued to do which is across with a straight brush and then up, and it gives me so much more length. I have no idea. If somebody knows why, then do let me know, but I have no idea why it does give so much more length. And I don't really do my bottom lashes. So, across again, and then up. I love this mascara so much. I think it's so good. For lips, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try this Rose Ink one again because it's for lips and cheek. And just dab a little bit on there. So I just get a tiny bit on my finger and then just put a little bit on my lip. I watched a video about people that say that some people have double lined lips. I think I have that. It's where you have like a prominent outer line and then you have your actual lip outer line. So you don't necessarily always need to line the lips. And I think I have that because I've got like a natural lip line that shows. Doesn't mean I don't always, I never wear lip liner, but it just means I can just probably do this and go. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty. What colour is this? Fenty Glow? Was that the colour? The Fenty Glow in Rose Bomb. So I'm going to use this. I haven't used this in ages. I really like these Fenty Beauty glosses because they feel really cushioning on the skin. So I'm going to use that. Smells so nice as well. And I think that is me done. That is my sort of everyday makeup. It doesn't usually take me very long. I can do this in like 5 minutes. So that's about it really. That's my little update. The health stuff is going to start again on Monday and I'm really excited. I'm going to let Easter get out the way because we're going to my brother's house for Easter, which is going to be really nice. And yeah, the health stuff's coming back with the workouts and that kind of thing. So I can update you on how I'm doing with Tracy Anderson too. It's interesting Tracy Anderson. The movement is so different. Even as somebody who was dancing professionally before, the movement is different. Not in the dance cardio, but just in the actual mat workouts and things, it is different. And I haven't done Pilates in long enough to know whether it is sort of Pilates. It might be a bit of a mixture of mat work from Pilates, but yeah, it's different. But I really enjoy it and I like following it, and it's something that, because it's so different, it means that your mind focuses on that movement and doesn't start wandering on to what else you can do during the day or anything like that. Because I think sometimes when you're exercising, it's really easy for your mind to go elsewhere, but when it's something that's so new, and because you don't know what exercises she's going to start doing, it does make you just focus on what's going on in the room, which I really appreciate as well, because it gives you that kind of headspace for a while. But yeah, this is my everyday makeup for now, and today we are going to go for some nice walks and things because it's Good Friday and everybody's off. And I really hope you've had a great week, and I will see you soon in the next video. Take care.
Feel like falling deeper, colder nights 난 너무 싫어.